Just beyond Gordon's Hill on the inside line, the curve is significantly tighter than all the others. This makes it very dangerous for all trains to go too fast, whether the engine was pulling freight cars or not. Most of the engines on Sir Topham Hatt's railway were very careful when going over this particular section of track. They knew it was for their own good. 87546, however, had other ideas. "You're all just scared," he scoffed one day. "You should try a little record breaking. Be a bit more daring like me, You, with all of your speeding, 87546, should at least know better than to go tearing around tight corners, Edward argued. Pah! That curve is safe enough for engines to go at 100 miles per hour. I am being incredibly foolish, snapped Edward. Agreed, said Gordon. Express engines may be fastest and best, 87546, but on a railway, safety and being on time both share top priority. 87546 just snorted in disgust as he set off to collect his coaches. The coaches were waiting for him at the yard. They had heard all about his and 98462's behavior with them, and were not too keen on having him take them out. And they were right not to. For when 87546 arrived at the yard, he backed towards them so sharply that he ended up bumping them hard.
Ow, 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 ow.
They groaned.
Watch it, you big brute.
But 87546 took no notice. As soon as they were coupled up, he pulled out so sharply, clang! A coupling broke, just in front of the first coach. You silly engine, snapped the shunter. You ripped the coupling clean off. Now we'll have to find a replacement. But 87546 didn't care. He decided best to collect Gordon's coaches for the express instead. But everyone was still very cross with him. Things got worse for 87546 as the journey went on. At the next station, a signal was broken, so they had to stop, to let off passengers anyway. 87546 seethed impatiently at this. We should have just gone through. We're late enough already, he moaned to his crew. No one can say we disagree with you, said his driver, who personally wanted to finish the journey, if only to get home and away from his disrespectful engine. But it's orders. Pah! You're just a goody two-shoes. Too nervous to take a few tiny risks, said 87546 rudely. We would have made it safely through the whole line if you weren't such a coward. I'd rather be a coward than a reckless piece of scrap, the driver muttered to the fireman, who solemnly agreed with him. Half an hour later, amidst the complaints of the passengers, not helped by 87546's insults, the workmen had fixed the signal. By then, some of the passengers had decided they had had enough, so they left the express. 87546 grew crosser and crosser at this. When the conductor blew his whistle again, he bumped and banged the coaches as they set off.
Ow, 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 ow.
They screamed,
We don't like that. We don't like that. We don't like that. We don't like that.
Shut up and get moving, snapped 87546. We're late enough as it is. wise engine knows never to bump coaches, or else they would get back at them. They were soon climbing up Gordon's Hill when 87546 started to pick up speed. Since his train was now half empty, he didn't need a banker as much. As soon as they neared the top, the coaches began their tricks.
This is it.
Thundered the first coach.
Let's get him, girls.
And banging their buffers, they pushed 87546 down the hill. To make matters worse, they were now on the down line, the same line as the sharp curve on the other side. When 87546 saw the curve ahead of him, he realized his mistake and tried to stop. But by then, it was far too late. Luckily, the driver and fireman had jumped clear before the crash, but 87546 lay on his side, looking battered, bruised, and damaged. Edward soon arrived and moved alongside the wreckage. It was worse than he had thought. He saw a few passengers outside the train, looking badly injured, one of whom was being carried on a stretcher. "Get the injured passengers to the last station as fast as you can, Edward," ordered the conductor. "I'll go and telephone for help." "Right away, sir," responded Edward, and quickly raced away with his coach in tow, with the injured passengers on board. Thankfully, Sir Topham Hatt wasn't among these injured passengers, but he was far from happy for what 87546 had done. "This is why I never like these big engines," he snapped. "I would have thought you would know better than to do something as stupid as this, 87546. An engine of your size should know better than to go that ridiculously fast. Even Gordon knows that. Because of you, 16 passengers were injured, one of whom, the Vicar of Wellsworth, seriously." "It wasn't my fault, sir. These coaches made me go faster," replied 87546.
Of course we did.
Snapped the first coach.
You bumped us, remember? And your own coaches, too.
Agreed another.
You wanted to go faster just because we were delayed by a broken signal.
Agreed a third.
And we know how you and 98462 are like.
Finish a fourth. "So, not only have you put your passengers in danger, you've also been bumping and banging your coaches about again," yelled Sir Topham Hatt furiously. "That's it! I have had it with you, 87546. As soon as you are mended, you will stay in the shed until we have decided what to do with you." As soon as 87546 was repaired, he returned to the sheds and was left there for a very, very, very long time. He resented Sir Topham Hatt furiously for this, although he and 98462 would pay the price for their foolishness eventually.